Hello, everybody. We are going live on a Thursday. Such exciting times, right? Happy Thursday.
Hey, hey,
Hello. Happy Thursday.
happy Thursday. We made it.
Dressed in all black. I see you. I see you.
What's happening?
Look at you looking all fresh. Where you going
Let me
today?
tell you, I've been in the sun all day. I actually just threw some water on my face to calm it down a little bit
To like
because, you know, yeah,
to
yeah,
Wusa, I understand.
yeah.
Let me make sure that I have invited our special
All
guests.
right. That sounds good to me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a great day today. The sun was out. It was a beautiful summer day. It was a nice cool breeze off the ocean. And I cannot complain, not one
Are you
bit.
trying to
So
make us jealous? Is that what's happening here?
absolutely, absolutely. And
I think it's
yeah,
working. I think it's working.
yeah,
I think it's working
yeah.
for sure.
It was a great day here. So I'm looking for, and I'm in Bermuda, by the way,
Bermuda.
the Bermuda
Hmm.
Triangle, right?
It makes my heart just say, It's like I hear peace when I hear that.
Right, right. So yeah, all is well. What about what's happening on your end?
Well, New York, it is a beautiful day here in Brooklyn. You know, there's so many parks. I just love putting on my headphones and just going for a walk. And that's exactly what I did. I put my headphones on, I went for a walk, just came back in, took a midday nap, just enjoying the beautiful things in life. Let me see. You may have to
Okay.
invite our special guest because let's see. I tried one more time. Let's
All
see
right,
if that's going
sure.
to allow him. Let's see if that's going to allow him to do it. But
All right. I don't know if I can invite him. Let's see. I'm tapping here. There's nothing for me to tap. Okay.
I love how
Right.
okay, so it is sent to our very special guest. Let's see what
All
happens.
right.
I love how like technology is so fickle. Like when you need it most, we live by it, but then it does whatever it wants to do whenever it wants to do it, and we just have to be like, yes. But I sent him the invite. I did see something that said he wasn't able to join,
Oh,
which I naturally assume was a my profile thing. So maybe I'll cancel the invite and then I'll re-invite him and
no
let's see what
problem. No
happens.
problem at all.
Hopefully we can get him pulled in.
No
So
problem at
tell
all.
me, why you so fresh today though? I mean, I know you be fresh all the time, but
Oh,
what's up? You came with a suit today. What's up with the blazer jacket?
oh yeah, I just decided to dress it up a little bit. Send him an invite again.
Okay, perfect.
He's probably looking on an invite, like how we get email invites. So let me look on IG. All right.
Yes, I
So yeah,
sent it to him, so I'm hoping that, because it's a four-person limit. So what are
yeah,
they doing?
that's right. That's right. So yeah, it's Thursday. They actually had an event at this hotel in Bermuda called the Rosedin. They have like a Thursday barbecue,
Oh,
but I'm here, but I'm dressed in the part. Yeah,
oh. So
you
you
know,
you went
you
to
know.
it or you're going to it?
Well, in my head, because it ends in an hour. It's like a happy hour, like from 6 to 9 at this place at the Rosedin Hotel. It's an amazing, amazing boutique hotel, and they have here in Bermuda, and they have amazing barbecue and drinks like $65 like for the whole thing. So and they have live music and all of that. So
Oh, that
yeah,
that reminds me of my days. I don't know if I told you, but I lived in St. John, the
yes,
U.S. Virgin Islands, for a solid year and a half,
yes.
and we used to have um we used to have these like wine events. They would have like the steel drums playing. It was just such a sexy vibe. There we go. There's the one and only. We've been waiting on you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I apologize. You know, this IG live stuff is a little complicated. It doesn't just send the I didn't just receive the invitation, but anyway, I'm here. Thanks for
And we're
Yeah,
inviting
happy
me.
to
we
have
we
you.
can't see
Listening
you.
to the U.S. Virgin Islands story, you said you can't see me?
No. Where's your
Oh, I can
camera?
see him.
Oh, you
I can
can?
see him.
Okay, as
Maybe it's just,
long as you can see him, that's
maybe
fine.
it's
I know what he looks like.
like, listen, I feel like they are updating their platform all the time, and then they have us thinking that we're crazy. No, we're not crazy. They're just updating
Yeah,
the systems.
yeah.
All
They
right, fine. Well,
Wi-Fi.
let's.
They Wi-Fi.
Well, I know what Akeem looks like, so we're all good. As long as everybody can see him, I'm good with that.
I am so
Cool, cool.
happy to be here.
Well, we're
I
glad
am
to have
too.
you.
I am too. I want to start off by thanking Maurice and the Black Travel Expo family or group team for inviting me, for inviting little old me.
Little
I
old you, huh?
really,
Little old you. Hmm.
I really appreciate this opportunity, Maurice, more than you know. And thank you for just sharing your platform with me. You didn't have to. You really didn't have to. Especially the way I approached you, just out of the blue, like, "Hey, Maurice, hey, let's do this thing in
Well,
Colombia." So,
well, let me tell you a little secret. It's not even a secret. The majority of people that you will see as speakers from year one to year two to now year three, we're just like you.
Yep.
Out of the blue, contact me and say, "Hey, this is who I am, and I would love to help to bring this platform to fruition and to help you out. And by all means, all hands on deck." And that's how I felt. And like me, I'm an entrepreneur, and I
right,
wanted to be able to bring people like you on board as well. So no, thank you, because if it wasn't for you and others, I wouldn't be
right,
here. How about that?
right. I want to
It's
shout
so
out real quick. I want to shout out Dr. Samir. He just signed in.
awesome.
He's
Hey.
my dentist in Cali, Colombia. So he's watching.
Wow. I love that you come on, Columbia, pull up for your
Dr.
people.
Samir, I see you. I see you, my guy.
Dr. Samira, thank you for pulling up for us. Listen, you're correct. So let's just make a little quick intro. So everybody's like, who are these people talking? I'll go first since I'm already talking. I'm Samela and I am the founder of Block. We just want people to be able to travel leisurely, and it's for creative entrepreneurs so that they can go out and live, be, and do great things. And I also approached Maurice in that way, right? Because he's doing something so awesome, so meaningful, so impactful. I'm like, what are you doing over there? Can I join you? Is there room for me? How can I help? What can I do?
Right, right,
And
right.
he's just literally welcomed me with open
Yeah,
arms.
he's
And so
so open, so kind, so kind.
so, and that's what hospitality is, right? So the
Right.
man himself tell us.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm the founder CEO of Black Travel Expo, and again, I was happy to create this platform for us. As many people may or may not know, and I love repeating the story, and it's very quick because I've been going to travel conferences and expos and for a long time, and we were just not there, and we're
Right.
still not there. And I wanted to pay close attention and praise our Black travel consumers who spend over $100 billion a year
Mhm.
in the United States on travel.
Yeah.
And of
Shout out
course,
to
I
the
wanted
travel.
to, exactly, we have to shout out to our consumers,
Big
because if it
fact.
wasn't our consumers spending the money, where would we be?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Facts.
And so, they hold all the cards. So I said, well, let's create a meeting place for Black travel consumers to come together to talk about their travel experiences, because you know how we travel is different, right?
How we travel. We travel.
And
We
so
just
I wanted.
add extra sauce on everything. Let's just be real.
Absolute.
We add the extra sauce on everything, and I love
And
it.
these are absolute facts. Absolute
Yeah,
facts.
absolutely. And so, I wanted to find people, long story short, that believed in the same as me, is that I wanted to explore more of the world, not only within the United States, but outside of the United States as well. And I wanted to provide a platform and an opportunity for our travel advisors or travel agents, people that are in the travel business selling things, and then put everyone in a room together and talk to the big corporations in travel about about their experiences and why they travel on certain cruise lines or airlines, and
Absolutely.
getting that one-on-one feedback directly to those people,
Absolutely.
and then also exploring other countries as well that you've always dreamed about, going to South Africa or to Kenya
Yeah,
or to Colombia.
Right.
And so we want to be able to provide that platform for our consumers. Okay.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so we want to, it's an exciting time for travel right now. I cannot say this enough. And the Black Travel Expo is not only going to be educational, informational, but it's such an great live, entertaining,
Um,
fun, interactive networking event that, I mean, you just cannot let this pass you by, because it's such an amazing event. And Atlanta, Georgia as well,
yes,
a huge travel hub,
Yeah.
right?
yes.
And
Yeah.
so,
Absolutely.
yeah, so I
The
wanted
busiest
to
airport in the world, right?
the the busiest airport in the world, right?
Mm,
And
mm-mm.
so, hey, what better place to have it is in Atlanta. I lived there for 12 years, so I know it.
Right.
And I said it deserves to have our own people come together and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
celebrate travel, right?
Yeah.
And so we've got some exciting things planned for this year. It just keeps elevating every year. And this year, it's just going to be on fire this year. So I'm very happy where we're going, the trajectory of this expo. It's definitely growing. And I thank both of you for coming on board, because it would not be what it is or what it's continuing on to be without people like you. So thank you so much.
Right. Right.
Just
No, thank
greatness
you. Thank you.
recognizing greatness, and just doing great things together, really,
And
though.
that's what
Yeah.
it's all about, uplifting each other. Isn't that right, Akeem?
That's it. That's the whole point of everything we do. And
So
riding on that.
introduce yourself. Tell us who
Yeah.
you are.
I am Akeem Tolson. I am the founder and travel host of Live Be Do. Um, Live Be Do, we curate experiences in Cuba, Colombia, Puerto Rico, and Morocco. We've been
Mm,
doing this since 2019. And
wow.
a fun fact, Live Be Do didn't start out as a travel business. It started out as a mission statement for me, because
Okay.
I am an entrepreneur. I own a home improvement business in Virginia.
Okay.
And I would work myself into burnout. So I had to come up with a phrase to kind of remind me to schedule my breaks and be intentional about scheduling my breaks as I am about scheduling my contracts. So
Hmm.
that birthed Live Be Do. It started out as me wearing T-shirts that say Live Be Do. From there, it grew to influencers requesting T-shirts.
Wow.
And people who heard people who the message resonated with people, and those people they bought the T-shirts. I tried to give them away, but they insisted on paying for them. So from there, from there, I sold T-shirts, but then I traveled more because I I'm a sole proprietor, and I needed to get as far away from home as possible. So this way, when my phone rang, there was nothing I could do about it. I can't help you.
Absolutely.
So, then it's from there. It grew to people asking to travel with me.
Wow.
So from that, Live Be Do became a travel business, and it's still surreal to me because this isn't anything I planned. It's just something
Wow.
that's organic. So I
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I met Maurice. I encountered Maurice. We were introduced through a mutual friend. I can't think of her name right now, but I thought about him because I do a lot of I work in Afro tourism. I've been doing a lot of work in Afro tourism in Colombia. And
Okay.
for those of you who don't know,
Yeah, because I don't. Please tell us. Break it
yeah,
down. Put us in the
yeah.
game.
So the work that I do in Colombia, in Cali, Colombia in particular, Cali, Colombia is the third largest city. Cali is the third largest city in Colombia.
Okay.
It has the largest population of Black Colombians in the country. It also it's the city with the second largest population of Black people in South America. It's second
Wow.
to Salvador Bahia, Brazil.
Okay.
So uh, there's a lot of culture Black culture in Cali, Colombia, as Maurice can tell you, because he came recently with us. But what we've noticed is Colombia is not marketing Black culture as tourism. So it's
Oh,
a right. So it's a thing that we've been working on for the past 4 years. Since 2020, we've been creating content and creating itineraries so that travelers, mainly directed to travelers from the U.S., to come and visit Cali, Colombia.
okay.
And Brazil is working on a Brazil coined the phrase Afro tourism.
Okay.
And what Afro, we all know what Black travel is. Black travel just encompasses Black people traveling and having these experiences globally. But what Afro tourism is when you take Black culture and Black experiences and you create a market for tourism. So that's what it is. So
Beautiful.
Afro tourism can range from grandma cooking collard greens in the kitchen to George Washington Carver's inventions to transatlantic slave ports and things like that.
Wow.
Anything, any Black story can be used to create Afro tourism. And what I've been using it for is a mechanism to connect Black communities around the world, but primarily between Black communities in the U.S. and Colombia.
That's
So with
amazing.
Yeah, so thank you. It's a labor of love, especially because most Black people in the U.S. don't associate Latin culture with Black people.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so it's always fun to see the looks on people's faces when they get to Colombia and they see so many.
Themselves.
Right, we see ourselves, and it's not the ambiguous biracial Blackness, which there's, it exists, no problem
Hmm.
with that.
Hmm.
But it's the fact that they see Black people,
Hmm.
like my shade and darker, my shade, around our shade. They, like you said, we see ourselves. So we're always surprised, and it's an opportunity to learn about Blackness in a different context. Learn about the similarities in our journey from the transatlantic, you know, slave era or whatever you want to call it, or the Middle Passage.
Yeah.
That's
It,
amazing.
it kind of it kind of creates this opportunity to discuss how the only thing that separates us is a stop. So
Listen,
now it brings that into light for all of our clients. It gives it life
yes,
because you'll hear people say it, but they're thinking the Caribbean and then the East Coast. But then
absolutely.
when you add Latin America to the chat and you add different languages, so you mean to tell me Latin America is not just Jennifer Lopez and Shakira? It's not just Mark Anthony and
No, but
you know what
that's
I'm saying?
real. No,
Right.
it's so real. It's so real. It's so, you know,
Exactly.
I love
Go ahead.
I love that you brought up because I think we all unknowingly share the same story as around the idea of we kind of just like stumbled into our business, right? Because we were doing something for ourselves and then it
Yes.
just morphed into something that's so much more special. And if we're going to be honest, I think that is why we can wake up in the morning and do it, right? Because
Yeah.
we know we needed it. We identified that it was a
Exactly.
problem for ourselves. And then
Exactly.
other people like see you radiating because you're now operating from a better place because you're doing
Exactly.
something for you. And they're like,
Exactly.
how can I be part of it? That's how we ended up with to Maurice, but that's how you built Live Be Do, and that's how I built Block because I just understand that traveling has literally allowed me to become and evolve and explore and see myself in different versions, different shades,
Right.
different experiences.
Right.
And I think that that is such a beautiful place. And if I'm honest, I think that traveling should be a human right. That's like, this is what I'm
Absolutely.
focusing on. Traveling should be a human right, and everybody should be able to afford to do it.
Absolutely. I vote yes. I vote yes. But you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how it was such a normal concept um, hundreds of years ago because we
Yes, girl. I
traveled.
know that's right. Look, we getting the yes in the chat.
Yeah, we traveled and we discovered and we connected inter cultural throughout the continent of Africa and between Africa, Europe, and Asia. But now suddenly it's kind of like we're rediscovering, like
Yes,
we're
yes.
rediscovering, we're
Community,
reconnecting.
each
Yes,
other, what we can
yes,
become.
yes,
Where do I want to
absolutely,
live? How
absolutely.
do I want to experience life from this lens? Maybe I
Yes,
don't want to go into that corporate job anymore. Maybe I want to
I,
work from my laptop on a beach. It's like a newfound aha
you're about
moment that's
to
happening. And
make
I
me
love
speak in
this
tongues.
for us.
I
I
don't know
love
if you're
this for
a
us.
Christian, but I'm about to speak in tongues.
I mean, because it's so real, and literally, that's why our businesses are so important. One, and that's why we need to get together, and that's why the expo. If you haven't gotten your tickets already, you need to get your tickets, not because of
Absolutely.
sales, but because you need to experience this love, this culture, this shift, this excitement that's happening. Because when you are around this excitement, you're like, okay, when are we taking a trip? Where y'all going next? What are we doing
Exactly.
now?
Exactly.
And it just
Exactly.
makes everything just so much more worth living for.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm glad you said that. You used that word, the shift.
The
And
shift.
the Black Travel Expo is a platform where if you don't have a travel style, you can find it. You'll find it at the Black Expo because there's such a wide range of travel topics, travel
Yes,
businesses, travel
yes,
opportunities. Um, the platform, the range is
yes,
incredible.
yes.
So,
And there
and
is
it's in
a
the
style to
Black Mecca
traveling.
of the United States.
Facts. And there's
Come
gonna be
on,
some good
people.
food, some good time. The hotel is beautiful. The people gonna be beautiful.
Yes,
We're gonna dress because that's what we do best.
yes.
It's just gonna be such a good time that you guys do not want to miss out. So you need to go to the website, which is blacktravel.com.
BlackTravelExpo.co.
Black travel
Yes.
dot black travel expo
Yep,
dot co.
that's right.
Black
Get your get your
TravelExpo.co. I'll say it again.
I,
Yes, grab your
I,
tickets.
let me mention something really quickly about Akeem. Sorry to interrupt.
No, we're
You know,
flowing.
I as soon as Akeem reached out to me and I spoke with him, it didn't take me but 5 minutes to say, you know what? Let me check this brother out and see what he's doing. So I own a travel company as well, and I've been taking people over to Africa and other countries for the last 15 plus years, right?
Beautiful.
And so I've never ventured into Colombia, even though I've been, but never been to Cali, Colombia. Medellin and Huachupe and other places. Never been to San Andreas and other Cartagena, touristy area.
Right, right,
But I'll
right.
tell you, totally different experience going to Cali, Colombia, and seeing us there, even mixed races
Wow.
down there. It was truly an authentic, organic experience that, I love South Africa. If anybody knows me, like South Africa is my home, my second home, right? And for various reasons. But something about Colombia, I made a different type of connection, and that's all I'll say, because you'll really get to hear more at the expo when Akeem sits on the panel of Black men who travel,
Wow.
right? So, and
Yes.
another thing is that when we have these conferences and expos, Black women show up, right? They show up, they support each other, and I'm trying to get more Black men to show up. So I had to create something for them to come
Absolutely.
to.
Right.
So the panel discussion, Black men who travel, you really get to hear about Black men's experiences when it comes to travel.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
Right.
Um, it's an eye opener. I get approached all the time and saying, wow, I never knew that Black men had these type of travel experiences. You
It's
know,
Absolutely.
important.
it's very
It's
important
important
to
to know.
really understand that. And I travel, I've been traveling all my life, and I travel as a solo traveler as well. And that's another hot topic, traveling solo, right? How do you navigate through that? And
Right.
we're going to have all these types of conversations, Black men who travel, the expat life, those that have left
Right.
America, have moved. And that's
Yes.
another topic that actually Akeem and myself can talk about because we've both left America.
Exactly.
That's so amazing. I
Exactly.
mean, should y'all want to jump in? Let's jump in. What
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
us what we need to know. Like, give us what was the moment of I'm doing it. I'm about to do it. I'm doing it.
For me or
Like, what was that
Akeem?
moment? Both of y'all. I would love to know the experience.
Go ahead, Akeem.
Well, for me, it was community.
Yep.
Um, I'll be honest, I had never even thought about living outside of the United States until I traveled to Colombia. And people leave the US for various reasons and they find what they love about a certain place, like people in Mexico, people in Portugal, across the continent of Africa, and even in Asia. But what I found, what resonated with me again, was the culture. Yeah, Maurice, and I believe you felt it when you visited Cali. When it was like having a new set of aunts and uncles for me.
Wow.
Definitely.
It was literally like that. It was the love.
The
It was
food.
the food. Yes, the food. Now,
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you this experience because when you mention Colombia, every time I mention Colombia to people who've never been, they say, "Wow, isn't it dangerous?" Let me tell you something. There are moments when I am leaving here to go to the United States when the aunties come and pray for me. They pray that I
Now
return to Colombia safe.
that is
They
that is
pray that I return to Colombia safe
that is
because they see the news,
powerful.
they see all of the events that are happening in the United States, the random
Shooting.
mass shootings and the crimes against black bodies. They notice
Mm,
all of that. So
mm, mm, mm.
the first time I wasn't even an expat. I was just visiting. I was visiting Cali often, and I had already met my people. I had already met my family, and one of the aunties stopped me. And anybody familiar with Latin culture, Hispanic culture, they do the bendición, or the blessing. So before you leave the house, or they have moments where the blessing is important. But I was shocked when I was returning to the United States, and they found out that I was returning to the United States the first time that happened, and they all just gathered around and just made sure that they prayed for me and made sure that I knew that I was welcome at any moment to come back.
That is
So
beautiful.
that was the beginning of my shift to the expat experience. And
I
I'll
can see
tell you,
that.
I
That's
have an
meaningful.
empty house in Virginia. My house is empty. Anybody interested in renting a house in Virginia, it's empty because
We're gonna just go
I
ahead and
spend
put
a
it in
lot of my time.
blocks. We're
Huh?
gonna put it in blocks inventory.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Listen, I spend the majority of my time away from the U.S. between hosting groups around the world and spending my time in Colombia.
wow.
The majority of my time. But like I said, people leave the U.S. for various reasons. I'm in a community of Black expats in Colombia.
Mhm.
I'm an administrator of the Facebook group Black Expats, or it's changed now to the Black in Colombia community.
Okay.
But you've got people who retired from the military. You've got people who retired from whatever career path they had and just realized that their retirement money could go longer in
And other
outside of the U.S.
that's
Right, outside of
amazing.
the U.S.
Yeah.
You've got digital nomads, people who their work may or may not be sufficient to pay bills in the U.S. So they just
Yep. Yep.
travel around. So you've got different reasons. People who are seeking better health care. Um,
Yep.
the healthcare in Colombia is excellent, and it's probably a billion times cheaper than I can speak to this. I got what's costing me to do fillings in my entire mouth and all of this work. My dentist in the U.S. charges for one tooth.
Yeah, for
Wow.
real.
So I'm getting a whole. I don't have granted. I don't have a major work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna, in total, it's gonna cost me less than $1,000 to replace my fillings and to get, certain things done in my mouth. I had a couple of broken teeth, which they took care of a few days ago.
Wow.
So things like
Yeah.
that, and it was
It just
actually
makes
cheaper.
sense.
Yeah, it was actually cheaper for me to fly to Cali, Colombia, get the work done, and fly home than it
It's,
would have been to just pay for the one tooth.
wow.
And I
Well,
think
The
I
one
like
love.
tooth in the
I think the assumption is that when you go to these other places that you're going to go to some dark alley, some hole in
That
the
is the
wall,
ignorance. Yes.
Yeah,
some
yeah.
rat infested place, and then you walk in and these places are better than ours.
Like, wow.
Exactly.
This is what's
State of the
happening.
art
Wow.
equipment. State of the art equipment. Like
Wow.
things I never saw in my dentist office. I see here in Colombia in the dentist office. I'm like, wow, you can do that. I had a doctor give me. I cracked the tooth 2 years ago. The dentist was like, okay, this is during the festival. I know you don't have time to sit around. Let me just plug these teeth real quick, and then you go. It's a temporary filling, but you can always come
Right.
back and get it done.
Right.
Blah blah blah. It was $50. He filled two.
Yeah.
He filled three teeth. He filled three teeth, and it wasn't the metal gunk that I had in my teeth. It was a white filling. So
So, healthcare, better
healthcare,
Yeah.
yes,
living,
healthcare, yeah.
family,
All of you who are on the
quality.
fence about whether to become an expat or not, what I recommend before I shut up, what I recommend if you're on the fence about becoming an expat, living outside of the U.S., I suggest that you find your locations, your top three, and you spend a few weeks in each location
That's
or a month or
very
you
smart.
know the most amount of time you can, but just a short term, maybe a month, no more than a month, in each city or in each location, so that you can get a feel for how it vibes with you,
Yeah.
how you mix with it, how you mix with the community,
That's
how
amazing advice.
yeah, how it serves your needs, and how the country or the community can benefit from you. So that's my
Absolutely.
suggestion for anybody on the fence about becoming an expat.
Wow. Um,
Thanks for that. Thanks for that time.
yeah, absolutely.
Love
Yeah.
it. You gave a
You
lot
know,
of good
you know,
reasons.
the thing is that he covered a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
And he's right. Overall, if you have a place on the map that you're looking at, go and see it. Go check it out. I mean,
Yeah.
there's Portugal is a huge hub as well. There's an
Yes.
organization
Woo.
that's dear to me called Blacks in Portugal, right?
Yes.
There's blacks in Bali. There's blacks in South Africa. There's blacks in, there's organizations or groups of people that come together if you get a little homesick, right? That are there as support groups. So there's
Yeah.
other Americans, Black Americans that are in other
Yeah.
countries where they have these really good support groups. And like Akeem said, you have to really kind of get your piece of paper out and your pen and your pencil and write down the pros and the cons of that destination. For me, I first visited South Africa specifically in 1999 with my family. We were on a missionary trip to help build a church and community center. This was a few years after apartheid ended.
Wow.
Um, and I literally had made a connection with the community, and I did not want to leave.
That's dope.
And yeah, and so
Amen.
I made a pact with myself that every year I would go back And so that every year has turned into twice a year, three times a year, to now 3 months and 6 months. And,
Wow.
yeah, that's how I launched my travel
Understand.
company, because I invited a couple of people were asking me. Nobody was traveling to South Africa like in the 90s, right? Or
Right.
even
Mhm.
the 2000s. And, friends were asking me like, well, what are you going to South Africa for? And, don't you see kids on the side of the road with flies in their noses and dirt roads? And I'm like, all right.
No.
The
But I
ignorance.
mean, but the saddest thing is that's what they portray on the main screen, and
Right.
that is the problem right
Yeah.
there.
And
So
this
I
is
had
the
to,
purpose of Black Travel Expo,
right.
to
Literally,
dispel the myths, to
Yeah. So I
literally.
had to,
circumvent the bad imagery,
Yeah.
the bad
Thank
yeah.
you, Maurice. Look, thank you, Maurice.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank
And I
you for
had,
doing the
yeah.
work.
And yeah, you're welcome. But
Yeah.
yeah, the work is the work, and the work is very important. The work never stops, because
Never.
as long as people are
For sure.
born, they need to be informed and educated about the world overall.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I felt that my duty, not my job, my duty was to invite a group of friends that I was close to join me in South
Wow.
Africa. And I organized the entire trip. I didn't have a travel company, and they came down and I organized it, and they was like, wow.
Wow.
That's all they could say.
Wow.
They was just like, they lied to us. This is not what
Wow.
they told us that this was all about. And
Wow.
so, that resonated with me, and I said, I want to make this my mission to get as many people as possible down to South Africa
Wow.
as a starting point or entry point into Africa, the continent, because we have to keep in
Absolutely.
mind that Africa is a continent, not a
Right.
country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It
Mm-hmm.
has 54 countries.
Preach,
Imagine
brother.
being able to
Tell us.
explore 54 African countries on one continent.
I mean, you can just drop the mic right there. Like literally, because yeah.
You know what
I,
I'm saying?
yeah,
It's
mm-hmm.
endless.
Yes.
It's endless. So it's
Yes.
it's expanded now to South Africa. I mean, I'm getting off topic, but Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania. I mean, it's an incredible piece of property.
Wow.
That my God created.
And that you have access to. How about that?
How about that?
That you have access to. So while I have not, I don't have a expat story. I definitely, as you were joining us, Akeem, I was telling how I lived in the U.S. Virgin
Right.
Islands
Right.
for a year and a half, 2 years,
That's,
and
that's
even for me,
expat-ish.
huh?
That's expat. That's expat-ish.
Okay,
Come
well,
on, sis.
I'm gonna,
Come on, sis.
I give it to me, give it to me. I'm gonna take it. I want it anyway, right? So I was there, and I lived there for a year and a half, and the hotel that I worked at was seasonal, so it would be open for like 9 months. 10 months, and then it would be closed for 2 to 3 months out of the year, right? And so then I would just pack a suitcase and I would just travel those 2 to 3 months and just go around to Atlanta, Chicago, Miami, right? Like just hit up these places, Jacksonville. And that experience, and then I would go to Puerto Rico for like the weekend because the flight was only like 45 minutes, right? Like, from the air to the landing, it was a 45-minute flight. So I would go over there, shop, dance, party, do all those fun things that I missed. But the island itself, you had to fly into St. Thomas and then go take a ferry to St. John. And to your point, it was just any thought that I tried to have about complaining. You just look around and see all of this beauty, all of this nature, all of these things that I am experiencing. There's no reason to, like, what are
Yeah.
we complaining about? I started becoming more, I would take hikes. I just became closer to me, came closer to God, and it literally just changed the entire trajectory of my life. And that's why I'm building block, right? Because of the power of traveling. It
Right.
changes lives. It
Glory to
changes
God.
lives. So really, like really though, it changes lives.
Yeah.
And I took my family, I had my family come to St. John, and then we went to the British Virgin Islands, and it changed all of their mind. it
Right.
unlocked something that coming from the inner city in Chicago, we that's not a story that they paint the picture for you. That's not even an experience that maybe or that you can identify, that you have access to. And so the
Right.
fact that the three of us have decided to get up and say, you know what, I'm going to try life a different way.
Yeah.
I'm going to try life a different way. And then look, it flourished into businesses for
Right.
us. And now it's not even about the business for us. It's about other people having that experience. Y'all need to see this. Come
It's
over here.
about
Come to see
service.
this. It's
Yes, that's
about
incredible.
service.
That,
Yes, it's about
exactly.
service.
Yes, because it's like when you receive it, it transforms you. It's like medicine. It's like real. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like medicine, and it's like, yo, it fixed this part of me. It did something to me here or here or
Yes,
here or
yes,
here,
yes,
and
yes.
I'm looking at you, and I think you could benefit from this. Come
Yes,
try
and you
this.
can't undo it. Once you see it, you can't undo it.
No,
So
you can't.
I would love to know, for those who's watching, and because we're talking about expat life and like experiencing something out of your norm, what were you doing before what career path were you working on? How did you understand that I can turn this into a skill? I can create a lifestyle around this. And I'll go last, but we can go in the same order. Go ahead, Akeem, and let us know, what were you doing before? I know you mentioned your business, but tell us how
Yeah,
you said, okay, I
yeah.
can
I mean,
sustain this.
it was. You mentioned where I got my training wheels. I got my training wheels in Puerto Rico. Uh, Another fun fact about me, I hated flying maybe 5, 6 years ago. I would not
Really?
fly. But when I started Live Be Do as a personal mission statement to me, to become acclimated to flying because I knew I needed to get as far away from my business at times, I need to be as far away as possible. I would go to Puerto Rico every 2 months or every other month just to get acclimated to flying
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't fly for more than an hour before I got anxious. So I had to it was like training wheels. I would
Yes.
do that 4 hour flight to Puerto Rico. I would take my Z-Quill or whatever it was I needed to put me out. Um, but then as that progressed, leading into your question, people, the people found me. The people found
Wow.
me. And so as people began to contact me, I still didn't think, nah, I wasn't thinking about travel. I was thinking maybe we could do maybe a beach day once a year. But then after a while, it just became overwhelming. So it's like, okay, I partnered with Tor Moore and Black Travel Grant. Rest in peace to De'Aaron Page. He's the founder of Black Travel Grant. We
Yep.
all partnered and created a group trip / masquerade for Halloween 2019.
Wow.
And that was when that was when I realized, hey, I could do this. Like this could become a business. So from that point on, we started planning things, and then COVID hit. COVID slowed us down, but it didn't stop us. So
Didn't
that was
stop you.
yeah, that was the point where I realized this, and then the feedback that not just being able to profit off of travel, but the feedback, the ability to serve people, the ability to take people into cultural experiences, even in Puerto Rico, even before I knew how, how to create cultural experiences, people were looking, they were like, Akeem, I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico, but I haven't been
Not like
there.
that. I
Yeah,
ain't been
not
like that.
like that. I haven't been to Louisa. I haven't
Yes.
been to the black community right outside of San Juan.
Wow.
I
Wow.
haven't eaten that. I've been in the tourist districts, but I haven't been to the middle of the island to Guavate, which is a place where it's a town in the center of the island between San Juan and Ponce at the south. It's right in the middle. It's a town where they're famous for roasting pigs. It's called Guavate. If you're listening out there on IG Live, on your next trip to Puerto Rico, if you're a pork lover, every restaurant in Guavate has a roasting pig in the window. So if you
Wow.
love pork, make sure that you visit that on your next trip to Puerto Rico. And I
Okay.
want to take a commercial break. I want to take a commercial break to again
Now,
mention that we will be at the Black Travel Expo from October 17th to
yes,
October 20th,
get there.
2024. You can find more information at blacktravelexpo.co.
Yes,
We're sitting here right now with the founder, Mr. Maurice Foley. He can
himself.
explain. Yeah, I'm sure before this live is over, he'll explain more about it. But these stories and more, all of the panels, all of the guests, the speakers will have stories similar to this.
Yes,
So, like I said, if my style of travel, if my story doesn't fit you, you'll find somebody at the Black Travel Expo because there's a spectrum, a myriad of topics that reaches every individual traveler. I can guarantee.
yes,
I bet everything I got in here that
yes.
you will find it. If you don't find it at the Black Travel Expo, come see me.
And listen, before we go to Maurice, what's going to happen is they're going to find the courage as well when they
Yes,
see someone like them talking about something that they've been low key thinking about doing, but they didn't know how to do it. That's why they need to really pull up, right? Because they're going to
yeah,
find somebody who helps them find the courage within themselves to say, I'm ready.
yeah. I like that. Pull up, pull up. She said, pull up, pull
Yeah,
up. That's
that
it.
that's
I'm gonna
that
wear a
that
T-shirt.
yeah.
Pull up to the Black Travel Expo.
Listen,
I, I appreciate all that you guys are saying. You know, it's amazing that to hear this because my vision is for that is to get us together so that we can
oh,
see each other,
so
hear
good.
each other, support each other. And there's so much that goes on at the expo, not just the amazing speakers, the panelists, the networking opportunities, the vendors,
Right.
you know, lunch. Let's talk about food,
Listen,
right?
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah,
And
the
absolutely.
food. We know
and
we
we,
love some good food.
yeah,
Yeah.
and, you know, and it's just an amazing place, gathering spot, live music. You know, it's we had a really good time last year when we had Louisville Tourism kick it off. We had to kick off on that first night,
Nice.
and everybody they brought the Kentucky Derby experience to the expo. So everybody
Mm,
dressed up in their dresses and
ooh,
their fedoros, and we was like we was at the Kentucky Derby, right?
Nice.
ooh.
Wow. And so we got something planned for this year as well.
We
But let
can't
me
wait
tell
to
you,
I
hear.
know, right?
yeah, we
I'm
got
like, yeah, let me know so I can get
So
my
I can get
wardrobe ready.
so I can start getting my looks together. You know we got to get
Yeah,
our looks together. Give us the tea.
yeah.
yeah, for
So
sure.
you know, yeah, we'll make an announcement so you have enough time. But
Yeah,
let me tell you, it's such a blessing for me to be able to do this work. Okay, and
yeah,
it's not even work, you know. To get back to real briefly about why I left corporate America because I worked on my passion of travel for so long that I was able to financially walk away from it
mm,
Mm,
for my salary. Okay,
hmm. That's
and
a
so
ooh.
I enjoyed
Sound.
my career. I worked in finance and technology, and you know I enjoyed that world. But it was time to break free and to create my own legacy
right,
for others coming behind me. You
right.
know,
Look,
I
Absolutely.
always, you
here
know,
we are. Look, we're here right behind you. Like,
you
hey.
know, I'm standing on people's shoulders right now. So I
Yeah,
need to pass it on to the next generation or the next people to take over, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. I want this platform and this community to grow. But I want it to grow organically and authentically because I don't like doing things too fast, you
right.
know? And so what happens is when you do that, as far as growing authentically and organically is that you get to gather people with, because you're going slow,
You're
right?
Yeah.
So you get to pull the Akeems, and you get to pull the Smellas, and you get to pull this person with you, and you just come on, and you do, and you go too fast, you miss everybody.
Yes,
Yeah,
yep, yep.
exactly.
It's a level of curation that's required to get the right people in the right room, to get the right energy, and it just
Yeah,
turns into something
I
beautiful.
have people
Absolutely.
that call me all the time from the very first
Wow.
year, and says I'm still getting opportunities from year
Mm,
one.
mm.
Like people that have started their travel business,
Right.
just the networking
That's powerful.
alone, they're saying I'm
That is so
still
dope.
getting business because of what you did for me. You introduced me to people. It was an open floor. People were there just talking. People were comfortable. You know, it was a whole vibe, and everyone was like, "What is this?" You know.
Yeah,
So
So
if
I'm
you
very,
haven't done it already, you need to get your
yeah. And
ticket.
and a plug I'll
absolutely.
put in for the Thompson Atlanta. Let me tell you about the Thompson Buckhead.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to have it at a hotel setting, and I will tell you that the Thompson came to me and said, "Listen, let's have it here. What do we need to do to have it here?" Okay. So I went to the Thompson, and of course, it's a brand new property. You know, um, it's an amazing property. It's quite beautiful. It's
Beautiful.
quite our vibe. When I was there, a couple of months ago, they have like one of their hallways is like an art exhibit, and they
Okay.
were
Mm.
featuring everything Stevie Wonder,
Wow.
right?
So they
So,
theme it. Ooh.
oh yes, so we're working on a travel theme,
Okay.
okay, for that particular. So it's a lot of conversation pieces, right?
Okay.
So, they go in at the Thompson. They make sure that the experience is unforgettable. And so when I laid out what my plan was, they said, "Not a problem, we'll do it." And I'm so happy for the management and staff there that they embrace us, and they're black as well.
Whoop, whoop,
And so,
whoop.
they get it. They get us. They know what we
Absolutely.
want. They know what we need. And the rooms are amazing. They've given us special pricing for that weekend as well. And I was just like, let's go ahead and do it.
Let's
You
do
know,
it.
yeah.
Let's do it.
So I'm very happy with
So,
the relationship that's formed there.
okay, so
So,
moral of the story is people need to pull up because they're going to meet the right people. They're
right.
going
Yes.
to find the courage to take their own trips.
Yes.
Yeah.
The vibes are going to be vibing. The
Yes.
food is going to be popping. The
Yes.
fashion is going to be there. And we're all doing this in one weekend, a weekend of
Oh,
this.
Yeah. Well, actually,
weekend.
it's shorter than that because the kickoff is that Thursday night, and then the full 2 days, that Friday and Saturday, is our programming, right?
Right.
And so it's going to be full days of non, 2 full days of nonstop, just travel grind and travel joy and travel and so, yeah, just prepare yourself. Just
Yeah.
prepare yourself. And
That's
that
For a
exciting.
good,
and
good,
and then
good time.
that Sunday we're planning a travel awards brunch
Okay.
as
Okay.
well. So we're going to have that
Okay.
at the hotel as well. But that
Okay.
Saturday night, we're working on something very special.
Okay.
So I
Looking
can't
forward
speak
to
of it
that.
because we got to cross the T's and
Okay.
dot the
Okay.
I's.
Okay.
So
Keep us on the edge of our seats. We like that, but you
Yeah.
give us enough.
Listen.
So we have, I just looked, we have 56 days
yes,
Okay.
for so like,
Yeah.
we're approaching the real time. You
Yeah.
know how we late, so we need just a little bit more, but we got 56 days
Yes.
before this beautiful magic happens, and I cannot wait.
Yeah. I'm
well,
hyped. I
well,
cannot wait.
I'm
And this
excited for
conversation
you.
just got me so like, yes, we doing it. And I'm bringing friends. I've already told some of my friends from Chicago, family
Yeah.
from Atlanta. I'm sorry, from Alabama. I'm like, pull up. We're gonna be there in the building. And this conversation was awesome, guys. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
much.
Well, thank you
This
for hosting.
Yeah. Thank you
absolutely,
so much.
absolutely. We did great, and we're going to continue to explore the world. Now, I have two more places to add to my list of places to go. Actually, three, because I need to be in Bermuda as well. I just want to be
Word,
everywhere.
yo, listen, I just found out some interesting things about Bermuda when he brought Bermuda to Colombia. So You know, I'm already interested. Y'all have some
So
dope
we need,
events.
so maybe we need to just go ahead and make it a group trip. Maybe the whole, you know, we're going to be able to pull in more people, and we just, you're going
Yeah,
to set that up for us.
absolutely.
We just add
Absolutely.
stuff to your list of things to do, Maurice. But I'm
Yeah.
sure you can show us an awesome time because that's just who you are. You're so welcoming, and we appreciate you so much.
Yes,
Thank you, gentlemen,
we do. Yes, we do.
for
Yes, we do.
for
Yeah.
such a beautiful conversation.
Well,
Thank you
thank you
for
so much.
hosting
I
us.
appreciate the opportunity, and I'm so
Before we
happy.
leave,
Yeah, go ahead,
Yes.
Akeem.
before we leave, can we shout out the people in the chat, the people who are making comments and the people who are watching on the live.
Oh,
Yes. Go
wow. I
ahead and
haven't
Yeah,
tell
been
them what.
seeing them, so thank you so much.
I
yeah,
love that you were able to catch that because I was so vibing in the conversation. Hey, y'all, we're so happy
yeah,
for you
yeah.
guys.
Black Chicks Travel, shout out to you. We see you. Uh,
We see you.
uh,
Oh, yeah. Okay,
LYBS
there they are.
Lifestyles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sahara Brothers Tours. I see you. Those are my people in Morocco. They do tours in
Wow.
Morocco. I
Oh,
see
man.
that.
Wow.
I have a group going to Morocco in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I remember
Wow.
you said that. Helen, we hosted Helen in Cali, Colombia last week. Shout out. We see you, Helen.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful.
We see
Yeah, and
so many.
Illuminous one. I see you.
I definitely been waving back at everybody, but I love the fact that Akeem made sure that we said hello to you all. We thank you. We do this because we know how important it is, and we know that you all are doing the work. You all are taking the trips. You all are building your own travel startups, your own travel
Right.
companies. And guess what? There's room for us all to be great.
Yeah.
There's so much land to
That
cover,
part.
Yeah.
literally.
I keep
Which
Yeah.
telling people this room
Because
is
out here is
Black
for
Travel
you.
is still fairly new.
very,
There are
very,
corners that I can't reach. So
and they're
that
doing the work, right?
you're out
Yes.
there watching and contemplating starting a travel business or have ideas, just remember, I can't reach every corner. Maurice can't reach every corner.
Samelican. Yeah.
Samela can't reach every corner. So and Black Travel is relatively new, still new for us in the United States. So there's still countless opportunities for those of you who are like the
Yeah.
double dutch. You know, when
Absolutely.
people try to jump in the
Absolutely.
ropes,
Absolutely.
hey,
Yeah.
look, take that leap. Take that leap.
Start your business. Start your
Yeah,
business. But, there's a big but. And I'm going to close on this because I don't want no smoke. If you're going to do it, if you're going to be hospitable, you are starting a hospitality business. This means that the people need to be your top priority. Their
amen.
experience, their safety, they are spending money with you. They're trusting you with their lives. So you got to take it serious and make sure that you're going to give them an experience of their lifetime. And then we just all going to look amazing because we're all
Yeah,
doing amazing travel companies and we're just unlocking our mind. And
right.
guess what? We can't cover it all, like you said, but we got
Yeah,
to do it at a great level
right. We gotta
because,
operate at 100% every day. You're
yeah,
serving people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm,
and support
I'm,
each other.
God
and
knows that.
support each other. And
Yeah,
this is what this was all about. We
yes.
are only in part 2 of our 8-part Instagram live series. So we're going to come to you with another 6 weeks of dope conversations every Thursday at
Amen.
7 p.m. Please
Yes,
join us. The conversation is only going to get more amazing. The speakers are going to get more amazing. The
yes,
energy is going to get more amazing as we lead up to Black
yes,
Travel Expo. You still have time to get your tickets. You still have time to be able to start getting your looks together, bring your crew together, and we want to meet you when you get there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Maurice wants to close it out. Go for
All
it.
right. I'm going to extend the ticket the for
Ooh,
$99. You can have all access to the expo. I'm going to extend it a little bit longer. That's for the economy
okay.
seats.
And to win. Tell us to
I
win. We
don't
need
know
the
yet.
people to know.
I don't know
Okay.
yet.
But so go get him now is the moral of the story. Go get him now
listen,
before he
listen,
changed his
listen,
mind. Y'all, he was
listen,
in a
listen,
good mood. That's why he
listen,
did
listen.
that.
I need
And
two of you. I will cover two people.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will cover two people. I
Okay.
don't know how we can make a contest.
yes,
Okay.
some type
Okay,
of
we'll work that out on
let's
the next call.
We
let's work that
yeah,
out.
we'll
I will
so come
cover
join us next
yes,
Thursday, and we're going to let you know how Akeem is going to cover two people's two
two
passes to the
passes.
conference, two
Yes,
passes to the conference. So I'm sorry, to the expo. Correct myself. To the expo. Join us next Thursday, and we're going to tell you how to enter into getting your free expo pass because you do not want to miss it. This
you
is
don't.
just the tip of the iceberg. You ain't even seen nothing
You don't.
yet.
Thank you.
You ain't seen
And that
nothing yet.
you don't.
Thank
That's
you.
how much I believe in this. I will.
We
Two of you.
Thank you.
love
There are
that.
two of you
And
out
he
there.
surprised us. This was not a pre-warning,
There
guys.
are two
He
of
just
you
did
out
that off
there
the
who want to come. You're on the fence. We're gonna next week when they come back. I won't be here. I won't be a part of the call next week,
but you're
but they'll
gifting
have
it.
the
Yes.
information and
Yes.
they will tell you how to win. So
Thank
stay
you
We
so
you know
much.
what?
tuned.
Thank
Stay
you. Thank
tuned.
you.
Thank you
Stay
so
Stay
tuned.
much.
tuned, baby.
We're gonna drop the information on how you can submit to enter into the
Thank
contest. And
you.
in the meantime and in between time, be great,
Thank you.
everybody. Have a beautiful Thursday evening. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Ciao.